We're so happy to have you here. This event is how to focus in your goals like an aromatherapist, and we're so happy to just set the tone for 2025 together.
Well, my goal this morning was just to make it down here in the middle of a snowstorm.
So was mine. I went probably 45 miles an hour all the way out.
I did about 38.
You know what's fun? Our next event is going to be how to avoid procrastination, and I've been procrastinating on putting my snow tires on. So that's why I went 45 all the way down from Missoula to Florence.
Well, there was a plow in front of me putting
That's
gravel down, so everybody was going super slow. But I was fine with that because it was a little tricky out there.
You know, and sometimes when we're looking to focus in, things just happen, right? Life just comes in. So it's about setting our big goals, our big intentions for the year, and then coming up with small habits to reinforce those. So I'm Jenny.
And I'm Karen.
And if this is your very first live event with us, we would love for you to pop in a one. We want to do a warm welcome to all of our first timers, as well as everyone who has been a part of our community here for a long time. We have had so many new members join our Natural Living Club, which is something we're going to talk about during this free event together. It's all about looking at focusing in, how to focus your goals, focus on your goals like an aromatherapist, using essential oils.
Well, you kind of said it fast, but it really hit me how we have our main focus, and then we have habits that support that focus.
Absolutely. I was just, kind of looking at different things and reading different things, and one of the folks that I follow made a big distinction between setting an intention for the year and setting a resolution for the year. And so I thought, why not pair them together? Why not, with this community, set our overall big intention for the year and then come up with our resolutions to support that intention. Kind of do a hybrid.
I like that.
Both. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're going to do today. And did we introduce ourselves?
Yes, we did.
Okay, there we go. We did that. So as we dive into this experience together and this event together, we are going to make one of the 3 blends we've put together on a PDF just for our Natural Living Club members. You can find that in your Natural Living Club classroom. And I wanted to do a little tour because we have some brand new members here. We have some members who are still getting used to the space. So let's hop over to my screen. And I want to show you, this is what our Natural Living Club looks like. And we go live twice a month where we do a free event that supports the general theme of the month, time of year. And that event is free to anyone to attend. And the resources we pair with that event, like the PDF for today, is free for our Natural Living Club members. And these are all of the different things we have here. And if you go down to the bottom, that's where you can find your resources. And this is the PDF that goes along with our event today. And we're going to be making one of the blends from this particular PDF. But we wanted to give an extra something to our Natural Living Club members. In addition to just our community and different discussion threads that we have going on. If you are in our Natural Living Club and you haven't yet come over to pop in your intention for the year, please do. I'm asking everyone to come over. I've got the post pinned to the top. Just pop in whatever word you want to set as your intention for the year. My word is energize. That is my intention for this year, is to just really come at 2025 with energy and sustain and maintain that energy throughout the year, which is pretty cool.
Well, my word is intentional.
And I love that.
I love that. Intentional. I'm just, everything I do, even this morning, as sometimes you do things.
Yes.
And you don't even remember doing them.
Like introducing ourselves?
Exactly. You think, did I set the timer? Or did I remember to do this? Did I take that supplement I was supposed to take? To take it intentionally so that you don't forget that you took it.
Exactly. I know. To be intentional. So there's 2 things that I'm going to do to help myself with energy, to energize this month. And inside of our Natural Living Club, we have a challenge going on starting today. It kicks off today, going on through the end of the month, where I'm encouraging all of our members to take and create their intention for the year, and then to create habits, small habits to help with that intention. So my 2 small habits that I'm creating to help with energy is going to bed a full hour earlier, which is a big deal. I'm a night owl. Full hour earlier, and not to eat anything or drink anything 2 hours before bedtime.
I think my intention should be an hour later.
I know. If she goes to bed any earlier, we're just going to be you're going to be on European time zone, or Hawaii.
To bed early, rise early.
Well, when I was in the classroom teaching high school kids in the Washington, D.C. area, I had a seasoned teacher who'd been teaching for 40 years, came into my classroom and said, Jenny, I found it. I found the secret to doing this job well. And I was like, Tom, tell me now. And he said, I've started to go to bed an hour earlier. And so this is really inspired from Tom, coming back full
Thank you,
circle,
Tom.
maybe 10 years later, thinking, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to bed an hour earlier. I'm going to try it out for the challenge for our Natural Living Club, and then hopefully to continue on throughout the year to support my goal of more energy throughout the year, because I'm a night owl. I like to read or watch another episode, or I always do a little something to stay up later. I don't know if that's anyone else's challenge.
There is a lot of really good responses on the post that you had put on there that I was reading through. So,
and I would love for you to pop in, even if you're not a Natural Living Club member, and if you would like to become one, we would love to have you. There's a link right below where you're watching. It's $1 a month. That is because we want to keep out any of the bots or third-party ads, or we want to keep it a really wholesome environment so it doesn't feel like social media. And so we do that. And that's why we're doing a minimal charge of $1 a month for this community. And so we'd love to have you join us. There's so many perks to being a member. We have so many great discussions going on.
$1 a month.
$1 a month.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah. And we have so many different discussions going on. DIY hand soap gel, hormone disruptors. We have so many folks who just pop in different questions about magnesium butter, for example, is a thread that is going on right now.
It's all about natural living.
It's all about natural living, living your most natural life.
Of course,
toxin-free.
Aromatherapy is a big part of
We love
this.
aromatherapy, clearly. So
Herbs
aromatherapy
are a big part of it. Natural living is a big part of it. It's all
of it.
together.
Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and make our diffuser blend, and then we want to talk to you about 3 specific oils we chose for focus. Now, there's so many different oils you could choose to help focus in, so we chose 3 of our favorites, and these might be your favorites too, or you might want to choose different oils to support your focus and your goals for this month. But we wanted to highlight these particular oils for you as we go through this presentation together. So let's make our diffuser blend.
Okay.
It's one of the recipes we have in the PDF for our Natural Living Club members inside of that classroom tab I just showed you.
So the oils that we chose are bergamot, black spruce, and peppermint. Now, these 3 oils are really great. They work together well for cognition enhancement, mental clarity, helping us to just push forward in a very sustainable, gentle way.
I love that. And as we talk about these oils and put this diffuser blend together, we would love for you to pop in your favorite oils for focus into the chat over here where we're watching together. And of course, if you could subscribe to our channel and like this video, it just helps us attract more people that might enjoy this content and benefit and have it enhance their life on some level in a way that they may need right now. So if you could do that, we would love that. So if you put in to the chat just different an essential oil or different oils that really help with your focus, it just helps all of us get even more ideas from what this community already loves.
There's a lot of oils for focus and for concentration, and some of the ones that might work for me might work different for Jenny.
Yes.
So that's the reason why we have such a broad scope of essential oils to choose from, is because we come from different places and our concentration comes from different places.
Yes.
Are we experiencing some ADHD? Are we experiencing a lot of stress and we just can't focus? Did something just happen that makes me so I can't concentrate? So we pick and choose and find the best one that works for us. These are really well-rounded essential oils that work for a lot of different issues. Bergamot, and I'm really glad we have a chance to talk to you about bergamot, it comes from the sun-drenched groves way down south of Italy in Calabria. So it's well known for its bergamot groves as well as other citrus groves, but particularly bergamot. It's down there by the Mediterranean, and it has a very special energy to it.
It does, and a little drama. It is in a part of Italy where it's still mafia governed. And so there's a little bit of drama around the bergamot, and so it is a very hearty oil. living in a kind of a dramatic environment, and I like all those little tidbits about the area.
And to me, it's there for a reason. The bergamot is there for a reason.
Yes.
Now, two of the chemical components that are so well known in bergamot are limonene. And limonene is found in a lot of different citrus oils, but they have anti-anxiety properties, mood-enhancing properties, and mildly stimulating, not very much, but just a little bit. And of course, linalool is another amazing component that comes to us in bergamot. It's also found in lavender, lavandula, and gustifolia. So linalool is very calming. It's very stress reducing, and of course these components are also good to help with getting rid of microbes in the air, viruses, germs that happen to be lurking about, especially in the wintertime. So the high limonene in our bergamot is also what really helps prevent over exhaustion, mental exhaustion, so to speak. It helps the central nervous system. It helps to limit our emotional stress and helps us to really navigate that with grace and with ease. Now, the reason why I'm so excited to talk about bergamot is I don't want any of you to experience any kind of safety issues with bergamot. We use bergamot topically, inhalation with our a diffuser or a personal inhaler. But when you use it topically, which means when you use it in blends that you would put on directly on your skin, then that's when you need to use caution. 2 drops of bergamot in 1 fluid ounce or 30 ml of a carrier will keep you from having any kind of some issues when you go out in the sun or use a sun tanning bed, which probably none of you do. However, if you do that, then the bergamot can cause a reaction from the sun, which is blistering and like a bad sunburn. It can cause discoloration, and it can be there for several years. So if you take it and put it on as a perfume somewhere where the sun can see it, or don't use it in a carrier at the right dilution guidelines, then you could experience some phototoxic issues, and sometimes it can be quite severe.
It can be. I think we should take the time to tell our bergamot story. We have a bergamot story as an example of what happens if you do go out into the sun with a higher dilution of bergamot on your skin.
I think that might be important just to let you know how important it is to read the safety of your essential oils, especially bergamot and some other citrus oils. Now, sweet orange does not have phototoxic properties. Neither does distilled lime, but cold pressed lime does. So you have to be aware of what you're using. Look at the safety properties under the oil when you're purchasing it. But some years ago, a mother from New York, it was just springtime, football season was starting, they were out there practicing. Her son came home, high school student came home, and he was exhausted, his muscles hurt. And she said, here, try some of this bergamot. Put this bergamot on, put it on those sore muscles. And he did. He just put it on his hand, rubbed it on his neck, rubbed it on his sore muscles, particularly right in here.
Which is good for pain.
And he didn't notice any reactions right away, and he slept well because it is really good to help us calm down. And he went out the next day to his football practice. Sunny New York day. And it wasn't but a couple of hours when his mates,
I love that. His football buddies
said, hey, you've got a really bad sunburn going on. And he was starting to feel it. It was hurting. By the time he got home, and the mother sent me some pictures, they were huge, huge blisters all over his neck. I sent the pictures on to Robert Tisserand, who used them in some of his blogs. But the pictures, huge, huge blisters, they were frantic, frankly. Bright red. And that shows you, he went to extreme measures and put a lot on, but even a couple of drops on without being in a carrier can cause a severe reaction. I had another friend who was in taking aromatherapy with me. And she said, oh, now I understand. She says, I would put bergamot on. And she lives in Florida where they get a lot of sun. I put it on and I started developing a really dark spot there. Now I know why. Now for us in Montana, or those of you who live in snowy
Alaska.
areas, if you put a topical blend underneath your sweater, underneath, where the sun doesn't shine, you're not going to have these problems.
It's just
But
good to keep in
just
mind.
so you know, just so you keep that in mind.
Well, and we always are, we love, love our essential oils, and we have so much passion for our oils. And one thing we are just so dedicated to is instructing and educating about the beauty and the safety of our essential oils, because they're so powerful that if you don't use them appropriately, that same power can be a detriment. So we always want a safe, wonderful experience, a transformative experience with our oils in a positive way.
Bergamot is one of my very favorite essential oils,
Yes.
by the way.
Yes.
And using them in a diffuser like we're going to do today is a perfect way to use bergamot, because you don't have to be concerned
Yes.
with how many drops you're using.
I love that.
Now our next oil, black spruce, it is distilled almost 100% in Canada. Eastern Canada is where it typically comes from, although it can also come from western side of Canada up high in Alberta. It's typically steam distilled, and it's distilled from the needles and the twigs, and it comes with a really great respiratory opening, lung opening properties. Now, bornyl acetate is an ester found in our black spruce, and this ester is very calming. Now, we're talking about focus, but many times when we need to focus, we need to start from a calm environment. It also has a pinene, which does promote alertness and clarity. So it's a gorgeous oil, and it also brings in the out of doors. Right inside, helps us to connect with nature in a really beautiful way. So that bornyl acetate, it interacts with our parasympathetic nervous system. That's quite the word. It reduces psychological responses to stress, and it supports our mental relaxation. And then, of course, we got that apinene that really gets in there and does the job. So it helps to support the mind, it helps to center the mind, and it helps to bring balance to this whole blend. Now, our third oil is peppermint, and we all know how peppermint essential oil can really help us with our focus. Now, this particular peppermint comes from the Piedmont Valley in Italy. So we've got bergamot on the southern end, and we've got peppermint up there towards the middle upper part of Italy. Now, this part of Italy has really rich soil, which comes through in our essential oils. The beauty of the land itself comes through in the energetics of our essential oils, which is why we take so much care with where we source our essential oils from and who we work with. So we've got the minty peppermint, and I'm going to show you also what we do with peppermint hydrosol when we're finished here, because
It's pretty cool.
it's pretty cool. So we've got menthol in our peppermint. We have menthone. So we've got this cooling, stimulating aspect going on. We've got this focus enhancing property with our peppermint, and that menthone supports that mental clarity and alertness. So now you can see how these all three work together in such a beautiful, beautiful way. So we've got cognition enhancement, we've got clarity, and we've got calming, so that we can experience all of the beautiful properties of these oils.
And a blend like this, and the recipes we included on the PDF for our Natural Living Club members, are all about helping to support your intention and then the small goals you're creating throughout 2025, and specifically for the challenge we have going on starting today through the end of the month, where we are encouraging all of our members to choose small habits to commit to support their overall intention every day from now till the end of the month. And I'm going to go into our Natural Living Club, and every day I'm going to create a post. And what I would love for all of our members participating is just to come over and pop in an emoji into the comments saying, yep, I've completed my goal for today, or any comment you want to make or reflection or idea or anything you want to say about that day and what you've been experiencing. So that's what we're going to do over inside of the Natural Living Club. And we have some members that just joined while we were here live.
Well, welcome.
I know. So I want to give a real warm welcome to Sharon and Janine and Jean and Kim and Precious, who joined today, which is so very exciting. And if you'd like to become a Natural Living Club member, join our challenge. You can cancel anytime. It's $1 a month. Just go below where you're watching. There's a link. Open up in a different tab and you can join. And I would love to read your email and welcome you into the community today.
I think it's $1 a month, but they pay $12 one time, so they don't have to pay every month.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got some black spruce favorites going on.
Yes.
Let's see here. Okay. Should we make this blend?
Let's make this blend.
Okay.
And Amy just joined. Welcome, Amy. We're so happy to have you.
Now, every single diffuser has its own ways of using it. This particular one, which is actually en route right now to our facility, has a fill line. We just use tap water in it. Pour it right up to the fill line. And I cleaned this diffuser with 70% alcohol, 30% water. Before we came live, I just spritzed it and I cleaned it out with a paper towel, and then I rinsed it out with some more water so I have a fresh start to my diffuser. And this diffuser calls for 4 drops of our black spruce, and you're going to love this blend. So 4 drops of black spruce. And if you get an extra drop in there, which I just did,
Yes, it's okay.
don't even worry about that. You're still going to love this blend. Now, 3 drops of our bergamot, and again, we don't have to worry about phototoxic effects when we're using it in a diffuser. 1, 2, whoops, I got 4 drops
That's
there,
okay.
extra drops. So now I have an extra drop
We
of
must
each.
need it. The universe is saying you need a couple extra today.
Now, peppermint is an essential oil that can take over a blend. You don't need to put as much peppermint in as you do the other ones unless you want peppermint to be super strong in your blend. So we're just going to add 1 drop. There we go.
There you go.
And then I'm going to smell it. Oh, yeah.
That is so nice. It's beautiful. I love that combination of oils. It feels like a great blend to kick off our challenge for our January.
Did you notice when you smelled this, it was quite clearing?
Yes, I did.
I'm going to set it over to the side now, and we will start this up in just a little bit later after this.
After this presentation, we'll start it up. We have another member to welcome, Susie. We have 2 new members to welcome, Susie and Lori. Welcome to your Natural Living Club. We are so happy to have you here. One thing I love about this club is that we are here to share our essential oil knowledge, which we love doing, but we're also here to learn from our members because you have a unique message and an individual life experience, and you have favorite things that you love doing. And so we want to hear from you as much as you want to participate, and we would love for you to dive in and start discussions and participate. You also don't have to do that. You can also just hop in a couple times a week and audit what's going on. Lots of members use the club differently for different resources in different ways. So it's pretty cool. And again, we do these live events twice per month, and we have PDFs that are especially made for our Natural Living Club members. So we would love to have you join our community.
And like Jenny said, you can, support one another. You can read what's there and never even engage, or you can engage as much as you want.
Yes.
Everybody just is all over the board.
And it's great. We love it. We love our introverts. We love our extroverts. However you want to engage is perfect.
Now, before we move on,
Yes,
I just wanted to
let's do
tell
it.
them about
Yes.
peppermint hydrosol. Now, peppermint essential oil is the very concentrated part of a distillation. There's little essential oil sacs on the plant, and peppermint is only the essential oil, whereas the hydrosol is the whole plant. Everything in the plant is distilled. When you do a distillation, the essential oil usually rises to the top. On occasion, very rarely, an essential oil is heavier than the water and will sink to the bottom, but almost always it goes up to the top. And that is taken off, and then you're left with the water portion, which is the hydrosol. So it's very gentle. And how we use this hydrosol is it's very air cleansing. So I can take this and spray it in the air and get this beautiful peppermint aroma.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Or I can take it, if I've stored it correctly and it's fairly fresh, I can also add it. I'm just smelling that.
I know,
how
it just hit us
beautiful it
both at
is.
the same time.
It's much gentler than the essential oil. So a lot of people say, well, this doesn't smell like my peppermint essential oil. That's because it's not essential oil, it's the hydrosol. You can also take it and spray it directly into your water. Or you can take, I've taken a whole gallon and I've put 1 or 2 teaspoons in. It doesn't take very much. It's very strong. And then when I'm sitting there trying to work and wanting to concentrate in a better way, I might put a little peppermint in my water just to kind of wake me up.
A couple other perks. Thank you for saying that. A couple other perks for our Natural Living Club members. You do have a one-time discount code to use over at Aromatics and over at Aromahead if you want to apply that to a course at Aromahead or an order at Aromatics. So there's some perks to joining as well with that if you want to order some peppermint hydrosol.
I know.
It's so
I
good.
have this. I always have this on hand. It's also great if you have a painful area. I could go on and on about peppermint, hydrosol,
Yes.
and the essential oil. So
No, I think
at
it's
another time
we
we'll
can.
get into that deeper.
I love that. Well, we've got a new member to welcome into our community. We have 2 new members, Kelly and Donna. We're so happy to have you here. We hope you have fun exploring around. I wanted to show you 2 over in the community. If we hop over to my computer, if you are up in the top of the community, there are these different categories, and we voted on them about maybe 2 months ago. We refined them down, made them even more meaningful for this community. Everyone got to weigh in on their preferences. You can go to things like food recipes, and these are different things that our community members have posted. And what I love is that our members have been out there making these delicious recipes, and they're all healthy and nutritious, full of just good things for your body. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the connection between focus and food. I wanted to talk about it a little bit. So I've noticed in my own life, sometimes I'm eating more for fun, and sometimes I'm eating more for nourishment, depending on what I have going on. And the best part is when fun and nourishment are the same thing, when you are having a lot of fun eating something that is nourishing for your body. And sometimes when I'm going through a particularly stressful period or a time where I want to fortify my immune system, I will ask myself before I eat something or drink something, is this nourishing my body? Is this something that will go into my body and help nourish it? And that's when I tend to go towards steamed vegetables and really high quality proteins and those sorts of things.
Yes, it's really good to, again, focus on what you're eating.
Yeah.
And that's a really good way of doing it, is providing yourself a different relationship to your food.
Yes.
So that you take your food, like Jenny just explained, and look at it in a whole different way instead of, I have a stack of cookies there.
I know.
Well, I can eat them all.
I know.
Right? So is that really helping my focus and what I'm trying to do today? Now, if I have a cookie every now and then,
It's fine.
it's not a big deal.
No, we're not cookie shaming. Go eat your cookies.
Right, exactly. But to really concentrate and focus on why you're eating what you're eating.
Yep. Our body needs different things to function, and you can't go wrong with vegetables.
And be excited about what
Yeah.
you're eating too. That really helps the digestion process.
And if you need ideas, we have all kinds of posts here in our Natural Living Club, and we would love for you to add your favorite recipes. We are just always wanting to know what resonates with you and what your body is loving and what you are finding both tasty and nourishing.
Right. And again, just like essential oils, different foods work differently in different people's bodies.
Yes,
Some of us
exactly.
can't eat certain things.
I know.
Some of us need to gravitate over this direction. One nourishing food for me may not be nourishing for Jenny.
Well, one difference we have, I don't eat a lot of fruit, and Karen eats a lot of fruit. That's just one thing our bodies are a little different on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure.
We always have been.
Yeah. But a variety of colors. If I look at my food plate and it's just kind of bland, it's not very appetizing.
Yeah.
But have a little pop of color in there.
It's fun.
It's fun and it's nutritious.
Absolutely. All right. Well, another thing we wanted to highlight, I've got some books here I wanted to mention. And one of the books that I wanted to mention, I don't have with me, but I'll say it out loud. And then I'm going to pop these recommendations into our Natural Living Club. We have a tab, Resources to Explore. So if we go back over to my computer screen, if you click the Resources to Explore tab up at the top, there's all different kinds of ideas that we have. We've got some ideas going, and I'll add more ideas with these particular books. But if you have a podcast episode that resonates with you, or you have a book, one of our members, Chris, has just published a book on lavender, which is so awesome, and she's got a link in there to that. And so there's different things you can, if you run into things that are really helpful for you, resource-wise, we would love to know about it inside of the community. And I wanted to highlight some books for you here. I've been going through, I'm not all the way through yet. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. It's called Meditations for Mortals, and I've been putting my coffee on it. It's right by my favorite chair where I read. It's 4 weeks to embrace your limitations and make time for what counts. And I love this book, and I highly recommend it. It's also quick. The readings take maybe 5 minutes, and it's just a nice way for me to start my day and to dive in. And some of the things that are highlighted in this particular book, and we would love to know your suggestions too in the comments. Just looking at ways to face this wild and beautiful life with a positive mindset. And there's 40 different lessons, and I think that if you're looking for just enrichment in your world, you might enjoy this book.
Who's that by?
This is by Oliver Berkman.
Burkeman.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will put, again, this lineup as a post inside of our Natural Living Club for all of our members.
Looks very interesting.
Well, and you can maybe even tell me more about this than I can. This was one of my presents this year from my mom.
Yes.
And I'm just about to, we had to reschedule an event last week because my dog, Buckley, had to have emergency kidney stone surgery. And so I'm just recalibrating in my life and getting back into it. And so I'm going to start in this journal. And it is a daily planner with a metaphysical, astrological focus to it.
Right. It is a daily planner. It's a way to make notes and keep track of what you're doing. It's from a company called The Magic of I, capital I.
And I'll put that in here. And I wanted to just show the planner that I got because I think it's so cool. And it goes through all of these things, and I'll let Karen keep talking about it. But I wanted to encourage some kind of planner, whatever it might be. There's a million options at Target or Barnes & Noble or on Amazon.
Right.
This is the one I got, and so I wanted to just show it off today.
So I'm not an astrologer, but I love to look at astrology and to see, how the planets are aligning for us. And this has all of that in there, so it makes it quite interesting.
One of the courses, and you can vote with us right now, that we're thinking about building out is looking at the astrological calendar and pairing essential oils with that. That's a course we're thinking of building out over at Aromahead. So if you would like us to build that course, if you could pop in a 7 into the chat, we would just love to know if there's enough interest. We're going to go ahead and build out that course. I think it would be an amazing course to look at different oils paired with different astrological signs and time of year, and I think that'd be really fun. So this is a great planner. I'm excited to dive in and start using. Now that my life is back to normal, Buckley is feeling so much better, and that makes me so happy. I love my pets so much.
Our pets are part of our lives as your pets are with yours too. So when something happens to a pet, and just before we went live, he escaped outside.
He just escaped outside. I had to go grab him and bring him back in.
He had to run through there, and he's really not supposed to be running yet.
He's not supposed to be running. That's why he's here at work with me today, all tucked into his bed.
So anyways, that's kind of a fun journal planner.
All right. So the next book I wanted to mention, it's called The Daily Stoic, and it's I read through most of it last year, and I'm going to read through it again. And our creative director also has this book over on his desk, and it's such a great book, and it's a daily reading.
The Daily Stoic.
A daily reading that has a bit of just great stoicism from great Greek thinkers. And then the author, Ryan Holiday, goes through and interprets it. And today, when I read it this morning with my coffee, it was all about just analyzing our own personal addictions. And addictions can be anything. Your phone, too much of anything, right? Moderation moderation is important in life.
Yeah.
And so to just really be reflective on what we are doing in our lives that support our overall goals, I thought it was just such a perfect pairing with our live event today and just talking about setting up for success for our challenge, for our Natural Living Club, and then just our intention for 2025. So I'm going to be reading through it again, and I bought it for my boyfriend, I bought it for my brother and my dad, and I can buy you one too.
I'm going to see. I'm going to look and see.
It's just a quick little reading. I thought it'd be fun for all of us to do it together, just to kind of set your day, set the tone for the day.
So
get that higher level thinking going. Sometimes it's easier to think, okay, I have to do this, this, and this, and I love to take a moment and just let my mind go to that higher level place.
So did you mention the number 7?
I did.
Okay.
It was for anyone who wants us to build out that astrological class.
Okay.
Paired with
That's
essential
right.
oils. We have
See?
lots of 7s.
I need to be intentional about listening.
We've been presenting together live since 2015, 10 years now, and we are always working on listening to each other when we're presenting because it's so easy to focus in. I think we do a really good job though.
We're looking at comments. We're looking at
all the things.
next steps, and all the things. So we
Yes.
kind of work back and forth together, and we kind of read each other's minds.
We
too.
do, which is pretty cool.
So okay, well, we got a lot of people who want that course, Jenny. So
We do, and we have some new members I'd love to just welcome while we're here. Maria and Deb, Karen and Lisa and Nancy and Dorinda and Christine and Kelly. We're so happy to have you here in this community. It is so fun, and again, it's $1 a month, and we charge for the whole year, and then you can have fun just getting in there and participating. We have a really great time. And again, for all of you new members, if you go over to the classroom tab down here, there's no way to reorder it, so all of the new stuff is down here at the bottom.
that kind of makes sense to me, actually.
Well, it makes sense to me too, but some folks just assume it'll be at the top. I did as well. But just go to, this is where you can find your free PDF that goes along with your community perks.
And this is also where you can quickly re-watch. It's always on YouTube, available for you to watch, but it's also in the course here.
Yep. There you go. All right. Well,
thank you for sharing those books. As you can tell, Jenny taught English for many years.
I love reading. I love books. Another book that I searched my shelves for but couldn't find is called Atomic Habits. And it's the power of small daily habits that set your life up for success. And I'll add that into my post when I include all of these titles in resources after we're done with our event today. So again, you can join us by looking at down where you're watching. There's a link to our Natural Living Club. We also have a link to Karen's weekly newsletter, which is the Thriving Aromatherapist newsletter, and it's packed full of amazing things. It's also free. So if you haven't yet subscribed, please join us over on that newsletter.
I'd love to have you join the newsletter. There's several sections to it. And of course, there's recipes, there's links to the blog for that week. It's just a really robust newsletter.
Yes, it is. And yeah, thank you for popping that in, Chris. If you're just joining the Natural Living Club, we have a post here. It's one of the top 3 pinned posts. It says, "Welcome, start here." We'd love for you to come in and introduce yourself whenever you have time to do so. And don't overthink it. Don't worry. Just come in and say hi. Let us know what you're passionate about. And we would love to just come on and say hello and welcome you personally. Well, that is all I have planned for today.
I am just excited to have been here today, and we've covered a lot of ground, a lot of territory.
We sure have. Now, our next event, we already have it up there on our channel. If you go to our Aromahead channel, you can go to and find our next event. And, well, I think let me just maybe come to camera as I'm exploring around. Who knows what I'm about to find? I'm going to hop over here to the Aromahead channel.
Who knows?
Who knows what I'm about to find? Winter jazz music popped up, which is great. So yes, you can go to search for our Aromahead Institute channel, and it's how to avoid procrastination like an aromatherapist.
Ooh.
So I always need good tips for avoiding procrastination because I like to pack a lot of stuff in. I'm also a perfectionist and I overthink, and that can keep me from taking action. So if you can identify with any of that, we have a great event planned for you. How to avoid procrastination like an aromatherapist.
Sounds good.
Scheduled for the 22nd of January. So if you like our channel and subscribe, you'll get notifications for when we are live, which is great.
Have to have one more sip of this very amazing peppermint drink.
Yes.
Peppermint hydrosol.
Peppermint hydrosol.
And I just put a few squirts in here.
I love it. I love it. So all of our new members too, over on the right-hand side of our Natural Living Club, is this recommended supplier list over here. If you click on that, and I won't now because it's a secret, if you click on that, there will be your discount code, your one-time use discount code for Aromatics and Aromahead if you would like to go and apply that towards a class at Aromahead or an order at Aromatics. We just wanted to make sure you knew about your perks.
Thank you for showing that, because some people were a little bit confused as to where to find that.
Well, it's hidden under the recommended suppliers, so it's fair that that's confusing.
That's fair.
All right, everyone. Well, welcome to 2025. It's going to be an amazing year, and we are here. We're in it together. We're here to support each other, and we are just so excited that you are here. So we will see you on our next event, and bye for now.